Hello and welcome to EBADay 2020. I'm Hannah Wallace, and kindly calling into our virtual studio now is Lars Sjögren, CEO of P27 Nordic Payments. So welcome back, Lars. It's good to see you again.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you on the show. I'm sorry we couldn't be face-to-face in the studio this time, but good to have you on nonetheless. So it's been a few months since we last spoke about how P27 was tackling some of the recent setbacks across the Nordic countries, and of course because of COVID-19. So let's start there. What are your focus areas currently? What about those?
Yeah, but we continue to build the P27 company, getting all the critical company functions into place. We are working really hard together with our partner MasterCard to set up the data centers. Number 1 is now almost ready, and number 2 is well under the way. So we are really pushing ahead actually for being able to meet the go live date next year. Then obviously we have the work on the merger clearance and the clearing license from the Swedish FSA. So I would say that it's still very busy days at P27.
Well, you're a busy man indeed. You were last time we spoke as well. So I'd like to hear a bit more about where most of your efforts are going now then, and which areas stand out as perhaps the most sort of risky and challenging going forward.
But right now, since we have 1 year or maybe a year and a half until we really go live, what is super critical now is that the entire sector really gets started on the preparations for P27, because if we are ready, but if no one else is, then nobody will use the services, right? So now we are really building momentum in the Swedish market, the Danish market, the Finnish market, and so actually to build the sector understanding and the preparation so that they are ready to connect to the P27 platform when we really go live. That is one of the critical elements of what we do right now. Then we are building and starting to build the overlay services, the really value adding services like bill payments, transaction monitoring, screening solutions, just to take a few examples. So we are pushing ahead in at least in 3 different directions right now.
Sure. All right. So looking ahead then, let's talk about the customer experience. What's the first thing customers will see sort of change, and what will their experience look like?
But I think that if we look at the banking community, as soon as they connect to the P27 platform, they will of course experience a number of the benefits. They will see that we have a sort of a fully fledged instant payments service. That is one thing that they are going to experience. Then of course the commercial benefits from P27, that is another thing that they will see. And if we talk about the wider community, sort of the end customers, hopefully they won't notice anything, to be honest, right? Because we are an infrastructure, and as long as the infrastructure works, they shouldn't actually notice us. But having said that, they will when we launch the bill payments service in 22-23, obviously they will see a set of cool and value creating overlay services that will improve customer experience greatly, and also being able to move much more seamlessly across the Nordics. So I would say it's a stage process, starting with a little bit of invisible launch, and then as we go, be more and more visible actually.
So still some work to do then. All right. So what will be the focus then for the upcoming months, and how will you be navigating the coming months and sort of jumping those hurdles, the ones you've highlighted already?
Yeah, but right now I would say that one of the key focus areas is to cope with the COVID challenges that we do see. We set up this company. We're a new company with mostly new employees, and of course many of them they have never met actually, because they have been onboarded after March, and of course that is a true challenge for us, right? a new company, how do you form a company culture when you don't meet, right? It's a completely new type of challenge that we are really working on, right? So having said that, and assuming that we succeed there, it's the regulatory challenges or the clearing license, the merger filing, those are really what gives us license to operate. And I would say that is something that we're really focusing very hard on. And then the data centers and the products and all of that, right? So if I were to show you our project plan, I can tell you it's multi-dimensional and it's quite complex. So that leads to my final focus, and that is to make sure that we have control over the entire implementation, cross-border, cross-currency, and also with the many European initiatives that we see. How do we deal with EPI? How do we deal with this sort of where do we have the true from an overall perspective, where do we see the true value creation there as well? So I would say that we are also very active in reaching out to other central banks, and they are asking us many questions on how do you really do it up there in the Nordics? How do you manage this kind of momentum? And then we try to tell them, right, a little bit like we tell you, it's about collaboration, it's about focusing on the vision, it's about never give up. It's about being visible and out there and engage with the broader community. So that's what we are doing right now in the P27 land.
Well, I for one can't wait to see how things develop, and I know we'll be catching up further down the line, so looking forward to that as well. But for now, good luck with everything, Lars, and I hope you enjoy the rest of EBADay, the virtual event this year. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Great being here.